The Hangout is on air live. So we've seen the Hangout since it's not really on Google Plus anymore. But hey, this is Dylan Knows. No, it isn't. Dylan Knows is my other show I do on the weekends. It's on Sunday, 12:30 this Sunday. And fans of this show, the Comic Hall, will enjoy my show on Sunday, which will be talking about comic books with my co-host MJ Khan. All kinds of cool comic book stuff and a little bit of the Super Bowl as well. But for now, we're here to talk about comics that I got this week from the comic book store. February has begun. New month begins. There's some good stuff coming up this month, and I got some interesting stuff this week. Also, I got some stuff from last week that I needed to get. I'll talk about that too, and kind of a surprise, which I'll talk about in a little bit too. So, without further ado, so we can get moving. It's Friday night, and this is the Comic Hall. Okay, first up is I finally have gotten caught up with this book. And let me tell you, this is just as good as Superman. Superman's still slightly better, but this book is just as good. New issue of Batman, Batman number 16, begins the I Am Bane storyline, written by Tom King with art by David Finch and Danny Miki. So good stuff. Good stuff up there. Killer ending. I'm sure there's something to it, but I'm not going to cover it too much. So, but very interesting stuff. But yeah, if you've been, I definitely recommend checking out the Batman series up to this point. It is excellent. The first trade should have came out this month, or rather in January, I should say. So you can get caught up with that as well. But this is issue number 16. I Am Bane is out this week. Speaking of Superman, Superman number 16 is out this week also. Ends the Multiplicity storyline, which is a big deal in the Rebirth saga and another chapter in it. Peter Tomasi and Patrick Gleason wrote it. Tony Daniel, Clay Mann pencils, and Sandu Floria and Seth Mann inks. So this has been an excellent series also. I finally got caught up with this as well. So talking about alternate dimensions and Superman and all kinds of crazy stuff. So cool things going on. Killer ending on this one as well. So Superman number 16 is out this week as well. Another good series which I need to get caught up on, but I've been loving it so far, is Green Lanterns number 16. Jessica and Simon Baz are teaming up with Batman. This is Darkest Nights number 1. It's written by Sam Humphries. He usually does theirs at the end. Not this time, though. Sam Humphries writer, Neil Edwards pencils, Jay Leaston and Keith Champagne inks. So there you go. And it's got the Green Lanterns teaming up with Batman in Gotham because he has a specific job for them to do. And, of course, the two of them are getting into an argument over guns and stuff. So crazy. So... and kind of an interesting ending there, too. So, Green Lantern number 16. I got to get caught up on that. That's the next one. That one and Wonder Woman are the two I need to get caught up on right now. Justice League number 14 is out this week also. After the many different story arcs, this one is just sort of a breather, getting the characters back together and prepping for the next big story. What's great about this is Brian Hitch is the writer of it. He is finally going to pencil an issue. So this issue, he's penciling it. And inks by Danielle Henriquez. So if you're interested in Brian Hitch's Justice League, check it out. And we finally get a little bit of Brian Hitch artwork also. So check it out. This is out this week as well. Hey, they're really pushing the Flash and Jessica's relationship. Yeah, I guess they are. So this is just them regrouping and getting ready for the next big storyline. I guess after Suicide Squad and all that stuff, they had some stuff they needed to do. This one, again, is always on the precipice that I'm going to drop it, and I probably will once the price increases go in to effect, which they're going to very soon. I don't know exactly when, maybe next month, maybe April, I'm not exactly sure, but Nightwing number 14, Not that there's anything wrong with it. It's just I need to learn how to cut a little bit. Tim Seeley, writer, Marcus Toe, artist. This is the final issue of the Bloodhaven storyline. So we start a new storyline after this. Nightwing. We will see what happens. I probably will, maybe after this, this might be the last. There we go. Sorry about that. I had a bit of a freezer burn. But hopefully, this might be the last issue that I have of this. Nothing against the creative team. It's just I haven't really read it that much, and we'll see. I mean, it's probably really good, but I haven't read it. Another one's on the precipice also, but I want to keep up with it because I love the creative team. Is Amanda Conner, Jimmy Palmiotti's Harley Quinn's number 13. Ends the Joker Loves Harley storyline. Art this time is by John Timms, and Chad Hardin drew a couple pages, and Brett Blevins did layouts, and Chuck Hardin did some of the inks as well. So this is kind of a more violent, torture-y episode of Harley Quinn. So we'll see what happens. But again, this one's on the precipice of me quitting it also, and with dropping it, and with a bunch of books that are going to be going to price increases. More along the lines of the monthly ones, I'm probably going to start dropping a lot of stuff because there are some monthly ones I really, really like, but the added dollar is going to be a little bit of a cost on my wallet. The last two Rebirth books are from last week, which I've been wanting to get for a while. First up was Teen Titans number 4. I've been fascinated by this. I just didn't pick it up last week because I needed to save money somewhere. It's written by Benjamin Percy with art by Ko Pham and inks by Wade Van Graw Vander. So I like the idea of the Teen Titans. Interesting concept, and we'll see what happens. This one I'm also on the precipice of dropping as well, but we'll see. Teen Titans number 4. But I had to get it to get caught up. And finally, I'm not reading this book, but it was the final issue of the Justice League Suicide Squad crossover. It's the Suicide Squad number 11. I just had to get the final say. It's written by Rob Williams and Cy Spurrier with art by Giuseppe Cafaro. So, but this will be my last issue of Suicide Squad I'm probably going to buy. Again, no offense to the creative team or whatever, it just doesn't interest me, and I just wanted to get it because it's the epilogue to the whole Justice League Suicide Squad story. So I figured, I may as well pick it up. It's done. That's it for the Rebirth books. Now we get the not so Rebirth books. Superpowers number 4, which is always a fun all ages book by Franco and Art Balthazar. They always do fun stuff. It's very cartoonish. It's very family oriented, and it's a lot of fun. I'm pretty sure you'll probably be able to figure out what's going on, but they have done a number of different Justice League issues and Superman family and stuff like that, and they're all sort of connecting them in this way as well. So Superpowers is always good, and Franco and Art Balthazar are fantastic. I'll wait on this one. No, I won't. The last couple comic calls I've been bringing you, Tarzan on the Planet of the Apes and Judge Dredd versus Predator versus Alien, and all these crossovers are the big thing nowadays. DC's got some really good stuff going with the Batman 1966. Adam West is teaming up with the Wonder Woman from the 1970s, and other stuff as well. So, and they're all kinds of fun. And also, IDW's done Green Lantern and Star Trek and stuff like that. Well, Boom Studios and DC have got together to do Planet of the Apes Green Lantern number 1. And it's a 6-issue miniseries. It's written by Robbie Thompson and Justin Jordan with art by Barnaby Bagenda. it's Planet of the Apes, and it's Green Lanterns, and I had to get it, and it looks good. It looks like it's a lot of fun. It could be a lot of fun, and it looks like it's got all of the lanterns in it. Some reds, yellows, some orange I saw in there as well. So fun stuff. So Green Lantern versus Planet Apes. Green Lantern, number 1 of 6, came out this week as well. I probably would recommend picking up because those crossovers are always very fun and very interesting. Now, these books are kind of on the periphery. They're not part of the Rebirth story, as it were, but they're reintroducing some characters that are still around, just not in the Rebirth era. But they're still connected to the Rebirth era, if you kind of get my drift. I've always been a big fan of this character, Captain Atom, The Fall and Return of Captain Atom number 2, Fall and Rise of Captain Atom number 2 of 6 issues. So I'm going to pick this up. It's written by Cary Bates and Greg Weisman, art by Will Conrad. Cary Bates wrote Captain Atom when I first bought it back in the 80s when they bought the Charleston comics and were bringing them out. Captain Atom was one of the first ones I bought. So gotta love Captain Atom. So I'm going to continue with this storyline as well. Death of Hawkman number 5 has Hawkman teaming up with Adam Strange. Again, I'm a huge Adam Strange fan, humongous Adam Strange fan. And in fact, as I've told you before, I've got a 7-movie story idea for Adam Strange, but it's never going to come to fruition because I'm 44 years old. We're going to be 44 this month or June. But I like Adam Strange, and Mark Andreyko is the writer. Aaron Lopresti and Rodney Buscemi are the artists, and John Livesey is the inker. So, it's the death of Hawkman. We'll see if Hawkman actually does bite or it was just a tease. Despero is the bad guy. And you've got Adam Strange, who I love again as always. And the New 52 Adam Strange, the New 52 Hawkman, who teamed up in Justice League United, or Justice League Canada, some people called it back in the New 52. So we'll see what happens. But this is the 5th issue of 6. So next month will be the last issue of it, and we'll see what happens to Adam Strange then, and Hawkman and stuff like that. But I've always been a huge Adam Strange fan, and wish he'd come back. On my show Sunday, we'll probably be discussing couples and comic books that have good love stories, because there have been some good ones I've been reading recently and remembered. Here's one that you didn't expect: Midnighter and Apollo number 5. This came out this week also. It's the adventures of 2 gay characters. One is a Batman type and one is a Superman type, but they're different. They're part of the DC universe. It's written by Steve Orlando and art by Fernando Blanco. It is a fantastic story. Basically, Midnighter is going through hell to find his lover Apollo, and it's violent, it's gory, it's hilarious, and it's a true love superhero couple. It's fantastic. Midnight and Apollo. This is the next to last issue. Last issue will be out next month as well, along with the death of Hawkman. All right. My last DCs are, oops. A while back, and for those who've been watching this show, this has been going on during my tenure doing the show again. DC and Hanna-Barbera have decided they're going to reintroduce their cartoons to update them, or rather update them to a contemporary sort of thing. We have Scooby Apocalypse I still collect, which is, a Scooby-Doo story, but instead of it being people dressed up as ghosts, it's an actual apocalyptic scenario, and they have to handle that. Wacky Raceland, which I don't read, but is a Mad Max type of story. The Future Quest, which has Space Ghost and Herculoids and Johnny Quest all teaming up together as well. And then there was one about the Flintstones. I got the first 2 issues, like, okay, this is great, but I never got around to reading them. And then the end of December, I'm reading, year in review stuff as well. And the year in review, the most socially conscious comic out there today is, believe it or not, is the Flintstones. And that blew my mind because I hadn't read the first 2 issues and I stopped buying it. And then I started reading the articles like, really? They're discussing social issues in a caveman type of setting, and it's contemporary in that way, but it also takes place in the world of the Flintstones. I got to pick this up. It's like, well, they're way ahead of where I need to be. I'm a bit behind. What should I do? The trade doesn't come out till like April or May, so it's gonna be a little while before I get the trade, and it's only gonna be the first 6 issues by then. It'll be up to issue 12 probably. So like, what am I going to do? I want to read it now. So I go to my comic book store and I see, okay, they've got, some of the older issues, but then I was like, yeah, hesitant about buying it. And then I read another article about it and I was like, I got to do it. So I went back and I bought issue 6 and 7 of the Flintstones, the most socially conscious book out there right now. It's written by Mark Russell. Steve Pugh did the art for this issue. And I mean, just, it's like a snapshot of life in contemporary America, but during the prehistoric times. I've been reading through some of it, and here's people who are saying that science isn't real. That's happening now. It's crazy. People don't believe in science, and so they're beating up on the scientists. It's like, what the hell? And that's happening now. So crazy. So I had to buy this. And then number 7 also was out there. Number 7, I was looking through it also, and it's got art by one of my favorite artists, Rick Leonardi. Mark Russell is still the writer, Rick Leonardi and Scott Hanna. I love Rick Leonardi's artwork, and he is guest artist on this, and I love his stuff. So I was like, I got to buy this too. And this one's about Kazoo the alien, who's going around and looking at contemporary times, and again is just everything that you hear about that's going on today, racism and fear of religion and fear of terrorism and poor people and same-sex couples not being able, it's all done in this format, but in a way that you can't tell. I mean, you can tell, but I mean, it's not as overt. And then issue number 8 actually came out this week. So I had to get issue number 8 since I got 6 and 7. And since it came out this week, this is brand new this week. So they're up to issue number 8. And this is Mark Russell and Steve Pugh again. The title of the issue is The Leisure Class. You can imagine, what it's going to be about. I think I saw, where is it? Oh yeah, here we go. Hi, I'm Stony Danza, and I'd like to talk to you about lizard people. Lizard people aren't like you and me. They don't love freedom. They don't love their children. I'm not even sure they have children. Just look at them. Weird. I don't know much about lizard people, but I do know this. They are a threat to everything you hold dear. That's why I'm asking you to support Claude the Destroyer's budget proposal. Who's the boss? Claude is. See? Look at that. I did not make that up. That is in this book. You want social issues, you want social consciousness, get the Flintstones, man. I'm going to buy the trade, but I'm going to start collecting this again. I'm going to read this too, because this is amazing. Absolutely amazing that this book is out as it is. And this is the newest issue. It came out this week, number 8. Crazy, man. All right. From Marvel, Hawkeye number 3. Fantastic series. Loving it. Kelly Thompson, Leonardo Romero. Fantastic. Follows Kate Bishop. I guess social type of issues, California, stuff like that. But a good adventure, and a lot of fun and a strong, female hero. Moon Knight number 11. I really got to get caught up on this also because apparently Jeff Lemire is writing the hell out of this. Greg Smallwood doing a fantastic art job. And when you have a multi-personality superhero and you focus on all his personalities, it's going to be good. And you got Jeff Lemire, and it's weird, and it's crazy stuff, and it's very interesting. So totally check it out. Monsters Unleashed number 2. I wasn't going to get this series, but the artwork is just too pretty. And Cullen Bunn is fantastic. This issue is drawn by Greg Land with art by Jay Leaston. And it's giant monsters and Marvel superheroes beating them up. And it's Cullen Bunn writing it. And gorgeous artwork. Looks like a fun story. Doesn't have too many convoluted crossovers like Civil War and all the other ones. They have some, but you don't necessarily need to buy them all. And they got giant monsters. You gotta love it. Monsters Unleashed. So, very interesting. Number 2 is out this week. Speaking of Cullen Bunn, Darth Maul number 1 is out, baby. Cullen Bunn, Luke Ross as a creative team. Takes place before his being sliced in half in Phantom Menace and before he returned in Rebels and Clone Wars. So, Darth Maul to me has always been one of the best characters out there. And it was a shame that he was dispatched in one movie, and is one of the reasons that makes Phantom Menace palpable. And then on top of that, you get a bonus. Chris Iliopoulos, who is fantastic, does a little cartoon about probe droids in the Chris Iliopoulos way he can. So it's a little heavy on the price tag, but it's Darth Maul, and I think it's just a mini series, so you don't have to get too invested in it. So I'm gonna pick it up. It looks good. Finally, talking about independence. Now, my shirt right here, as you can see, is Francesco Francavaglia did the T-shirt about the Spirit for Baltimore Comic-Con. And then he revealed not too long ago that he was going to be doing a mini-series about the Spirit, and it came out this week. So I like Francesco Francaveglia's artwork. The Spirit, the Corpse Makers, Chapter 1 is out this week. It's very moody, and the Spirit is just one of those very interesting characters that fits this moody quality as well. Very noir-esque type of thing. And just gotta love the artwork of it. And Francesco Francavaglia is fantastic. So good on the Spirit. I wasn't going to pick this up. I was not going to pick this up, but it's 25 cents. And something that Dynamite's doing now. They did it with Red Sonja. I read the first 2 issues of Red Sonja. I loved it. So I figured, they're going to be revamping all their characters. So I may as well check this out. So I got Vampirella number 0 for 25 cents. Paul Cornell is now the writer of it. He's very Doctor Who-ish and British and might make some changes. As you can see, some changes to Vampirella. And Jimmy Broxton is doing the artwork. So I think it's going to be a little bit different Vampirella than we're used to seeing. And plus you get Cornell doing it. It should be an interesting thing on that end. So I'll take a look at the regular series when it comes out very soon. So we will see. I will keep up to date with it to see if I like it. Oh, are you kidding me? A prequel to Sci-Fi's #1 scripted series. Z Nation. Ooh, the Z Nation comic is coming out. Ooh. That could be very interesting. I did not know that. If you haven't seen Z Nation on Sci-Fi, you definitely need to check it out. Wow. But yeah, Dynamite is revamping their characters, I guess, kind of doing like maybe an Archie doing. They're starting with 0 issues, 25 cents. Can't beat it. I figured that's 25 cents. I'll take care of it. Josie and the Pussycats, number 4. Riverdale, the TV show, is out now. It's on the 2nd episode. We'll be talking about Riverdale because my co-host MJ Khan has watched it. I have not yet, which, surprise, surprise. Marguerite Bennett's one of my favorite writers, and she writes this with Cameron Diorito and art by Audrey Mook. And it's rock stars, teenage pop stars having adventures, part of the Archie world. Archie Comics is fantastic cinema. And she's getting it on. Yeah. I guess when you're a rock star, you can get it on. So Josie and the Pussycats, number 4, Marguerite Bennett. Almost done, computer. Don't fall apart on me now. And finally, the final book this week is Back to the Future, number 16. Again, the series continues to be great. It's written by Bob Gale, who wrote the original movie trilogy. Art also by John Barber, and art by Emma Vicelli. And this one is, it used to be a frequently asked questions Back to the Future thing, but now they've gotten to a little bit more adventures traveling through time. So, let's have some fun. Time travel is a lot of fun. So that's Back to the Future, number 16. And that is all for this week. All right, so next week we will be doing more comics. Hopefully I will do it before Valentine's Day. I might have a very special episode talking about love comics, but I might be doing that anyway on my Dylan Knows show on Sunday, so I might not have to even deal with that with this week. So just watch the show next week, see what comics are coming out. I don't even know what's going to be out. Super Sun should be out soon. I'm looking forward to that. Batwoman should be coming out very soon. I think Justice League of America is coming out really soon. So we got a bunch of those to look forward to. We will find out what comes out next week on Monday. If you want to find out what's coming out ahead of this show, go to Diamond Comics website. Go to your search engine, type Diamond Comics, and I guess it's just look for, I don't know what the tab is. I guess it's Coming Comics or something like that. And it'll give you thumbnails of all the covers for that week's books. I like that new thing now. It also gives you the order numbers. So if you own a comic book store, you can order it from your rep, or you can just order it from your comic book store guy if you're not a customer service rep or own your store. And just see what's coming out and take a look at the covers beforehand. Monday, they always switch over to the new week of stuff, and that's what I always look at to see what's coming out this week. So it's always a lot of fun. So until next week, this is Dylan Lang. Enjoy yourself. Have a good weekend. Safe weekend. Enjoy the Super Bowl. I will be back next week with new comics. Don't miss me and MJ Khan talking comic books and other fun stuff on Sunday, 12:30, Dylan Knows. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.